Where do I begin to tell the story?
Hi, it is November 12th, Monday. It's so funny. Today was so busy that it does not feel like Monday. It doesn't. It feels like it's like a Wednesday or something. Anyhow, so work was good today. Very busy, but it was the kind of busy that helps me to learn. You know, that hands-on busy. Because when someone is giving you direction, you're too busy taking notes, too busy thinking to work. So when you're actually working, it's almost like mechanical. And that's how you're grasping the information and truly learning it. So we are going to the Rockefeller Center Tree right now. Q subway station. It's dope because it's fairly new and it's still very neat and clean and smart. Like it's updated. It has a lot of smart, you know, like for example the sign up there that tells you where the train is at and how many minutes we have until it gets to us. It's updated. It's like a smart calendar, I guess you can say, or clock. The older ones are still like hard to read in a sense. They're not as easy to read and not as updated. And the train itself, as you can probably tell from the background, is a lot cleaner. Anyhow, you know what I love? I love the subway musicians. Like, you have some talented subway musicians, especially in the shuttle. They sing the dopest classics and they really get you in the mood for that little half-minute ride. Anyhow, yeah, so we're going to the Rockefeller Center Tree. There are no lights up yet, so I want you to see the tree naked, and I want you to just look around and see the people. I'm going there because I love it. It lifts my spirits. I'm buying my tree soon. I'm decorating very soon, like this weekend. I decorate for Christmas mad early because I feel like time is flying. Like, time is flying, and I can't, like, I don't like that feeling. It makes me feel like I'm not really getting a chance to live in my life, and so I just make it last longer by putting up my decorations early. What I love about the subway most is the subway musicians. They are some talented musicians in the subway. Like the one you're hearing in the background, it sounds like opera. I'm gonna try and find her. I just don't like to record the musicians if I'm not gonna give them a tip, and I don't have any cash on me because I feel like, I mean, recording them and putting them out there and giving them some shine is good, but I just feel guilty if I don't have a tip to give them. I guess I can say what I hate the most about the subway is how everyone is in a rush. Like, you would think that every single person in New York City is running late. That's what it feels like. I'm not, like, I leave my house early and all that, so I don't have to rush, but you still feel like you have to rush when you're out here in the mix of it all, because everyone is rushing, and if you're not rushing, you're in everyone's way. And I hate that the most because I don't like to rush anything. I like to take my time and chill, and you know, not just dilly-dally either, but I just don't like to rush it. It puts me in a panic mode. It makes me feel like I'm not enjoying my life. Even if I'm walking to the subway, I want to enjoy that walk to the subway. I got out early in 42nd, the most hated spot in New York, because I just want to go for a walk. Like, I feel like I haven't had enough time to move my body, you know, now that I'm back at a 9 to 5. I want to make something clear that a lot of people talk shit about 42nd Times Square, and I don't like it. Honestly, it's a really crowded, overcrowded place, but I understand you if you've never been to New York and you come to New York. Of course you have to see Times Square. There are so many tourists here from all over the world, from towns where they got like no culture, no nothing. And I'm not saying that Times Square is the mecca of culture, but for people coming from like really small towns, it is something special. So I'm not ragging on Times Square. I just don't like it. It's way too many people, and it seems to be all about consumerism. So, but you know, I really get it. I get it. If you're not from here, of course you have to see that. If I wasn't from here, I would have to see Times Square too. No matter if people tell me, oh, it's bullshit, don't go see it, I would still want to lay eyes on it. That's Radio City. That's where the Rockettes do their thing. this blows. You see, that's the tree. It's being held up by pillars. I guess they haven't put the lights up or whatever, and so oh, that blows. I really wanted you to see it. Well, here's the ice skating rink for now. It's being cleaned. It's open to the public, but it's being cleaned at this moment. And that's what it looks like when it's being cleaned. You see those guys there? They're the ones that do the cleaning. What a bummer. I really thought that it was like out and exposed for us. That's what I get. I never come before the lights are up. So now we're going to the Skechers store. See how dope they are? I am dyeing my roots right now, and I just want to show you how I do it. So I washed my hair yesterday. Normally I like to do this when my hair is dirty, but I don't know, my hair is like really silky these days, and I think that the oils will block the dye from working. Like the dirty oils in my hair will block the dye from working, and so I thought if I strip it of all its oils and clean it, the dye might adhere. I don't even know where this comes from. This is just like the math that I do in my head. Anyway, I want to show you my white hairs. They are, you know, there's a lot of them. Here I have a patch of white. It's mainly here. Like I think I'm going to have that long strip. I've mentioned that in the past. So I'm going to dye that. And, you know, just the roots in this area. This is all I can see. My sister's not here to do it for me, and I don't know if I'm going to see her this weekend. So I'm going to do it myself. So I'm just going to be doing the roots in the front that I can see. I wanted to show you how I prep for this. And what I do is, so this is Vaseline in this little jelly jar. I always save these little jars. I've mentioned that in the past. This is usually what I take with me on vacation. This is my overnight mask. It's better than anything. All the $200, $300 facials that you get. I think it doesn't compare at all to just putting Vaseline in your face overnight. Anyhow, so Vaseline. And this is so that the dye doesn't stain my skin. So I put it all around here. I move all of my hairs and my baby hairs and all that out of the way, and I cover that in Vaseline. Forehead, or in my case, forehead. Also my ears, because I always get them, you know, covered in dye. So this Vaseline just helps me remove the color from my skin when I'm in the shower, and definitely my neck area. Also my hands, because I feel like the dye penetrates the gloves. I don't know. I'm always like, I always wind up with dye on my hands. So, what I do, and this is, I'm not recommending that you do this just in case it affects you in a really negative way. What I do is I use the little $4 Revlon box. Oh shoot, this is not even the dark color. I made a mistake. Now I have to use the light color on my roots. Oh well. So what I do is I use the $4 Revlon box, and little by little, this is just for my roots. Little by little, I mix it in this old plastic manzanilla jar that I cut in half, and I mix little by little, meaning I mix these two things little by little. A little bit of developer, a little bit of color. I mix it, and I use that for my roots. And you know, I can use this maybe 8 different times for my roots. So I don't throw it out after I open it. I don't cut this open. As you can see, it's still there. I don't cut it because I don't use it in that way. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of this, mixed in here, and I'll dye my roots over and over again throughout the weeks. I don't recommend that you do that. I don't know how it would affect you and your scalp, but it's a way that I can save money, and it works. Like I don't have any issues. My scalp is fine. You know, all is good. Again, this works for me. It has never hurt my scalp or hurt my skin or hurt my hair. I save money this way. It works for me. My sister does it. I've seen a few people on YouTube do it, because before I did it, I researched it to see if I saw anything negative out there, and I didn't. So, yes. So I grab a bit, little by little, just a little bit, and I attack the roots that are really, really obviously white, like this. So I was thinking a lot about T.I.'s comments. Man, that really, like, it... Okay, so I'm really sensitive, and I've mentioned that in the past, and that's something that I'm really trying to work on. I'm trying to use it to benefit me rather than to hurt me, and for now my sensitivity is something that's hurting me because I think I just don't know how to handle it. So I'm really sensitive, and when I heard T.I.'s comments, my stomach twisted, like my gut tightened. It just made me feel, it just felt so, it felt so odd and awkward to hear him say that he physically checks on her hymen. Like, he doesn't, but he has another person do it, which is the doctor, for the purpose of keeping her virginity intact. And the thought of that, that's like a physical activity, and it just seems like such a violation to me. I'm not judging him in any, you know, ultimate way. Like, I'm not saying T.I. is trash, T.I. is a bad father. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm just saying that act of checking her hymen, of having another person check her hymen to make sure that her virginity is intact, is a real violation. It is a serious violation. And the first thing that I thought about, honestly, was how gross it is to hear him say hymen in regards to his daughter's hymen. Like, for me, I would think that she is like, ew, Dad, don't say hymen. You know what I mean? Like, don't talk about my body in that way. I know healthy, happy men that are respectful and happy creatures, free, not obsessed with their daughters. And those men are the only men that I know that have not really violated a woman in any way, or even as a young kid, because sometimes you're 12 and 13 and you are a fucking scumbag, even if you're young. But these men, you know, like I said, the ones that I know that are, you know, very calm, easy, confident dads that don't obsess over their daughters or their sisters, are men that have, I guess those are the happy, healthy men that have a healthy relationship with women and with, you know, sexuality, and with a woman's right to be a free sexual being. I understand that T.I.'s daughter is like 18 or 16 or something like that. I hope I don't miss any hairs. I always miss one or two. And then I grab my shower cap. So I just grab my shower cap and I mark the clock for a few minutes. It's 9:04. I'll be taking it out soon in about 20 minutes. John and I talked about, you know, T.I. saying that he monitors his daughter's hymen. And, you know, because it's always good to get the male perspective, in my opinion. But I also value my own. Not just because I'm a female, just because I'm a human being with decency. I initially, like I said, I initially felt like, ugh, like this is gross. This is a violation, of super violation, especially on a physical and emotional level. But above all else, what came to me just like that, and I feel like I should put a trigger warning up, because I know a lot of people are sensitive. I'm not the only one, and I know that when you hear certain things about someone, like, you all might care about me. You've been watching me for a short time and you might care about me. And if I say what I'm going to say now, you probably feel bad, but don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. I'm blossoming and growing and I'm dope. I'm good. I just don't want you to feel bad. But, you know, I feel like I have to warn you. I've suffered child abuse in both physical and sexual manner. And the men that violated me, or the boys that violated me, have grown up to be obsessed with their daughters. Obsessed with their daughters looking too sexy or too cute, or that skirt is too mini, or you're showing too much skin. You know, just obsessed with your child's sexuality, their daughters or their sisters, or have been throughout their life obsessed with their sister's sexuality, or quick to call girls hoes. So when I heard T.I. say that, I'm not accusing T.I. of doing anything, violating any woman or any girl at any point of his life, you know, at any stage of his life. But in my experience, the men that have always been obsessed with their sisters or their daughters' sexuality have been men that have either caused abuse or witnessed it. So you might have a friend or a cousin or a brother that you know has violated a female in his family, a female in the unit, or a girl anywhere, or a woman or something like that. You know, either a man that has just been ultraly horrible to his girl, you know, just completely takes advantage of her, dogs her out, plays her, doesn't protect himself, just that kind of a dog. I guess I don't have a better word but to say a dog, because I'm thinking dogs her out. And when I think dogs her out, in my mind, that means cheats on her left and right, no sexual, no protection, you know, brings all the diseases to her and all sorts of shit. And then you have men that have actually violated other women, you know, have taken another woman's innocence or a girl's innocence through molestation or rape or something. And so now you have become extra protective of your child. So I'm not saying that he's the person that he's witnessed violate women. I'm saying he's probably seen a lot of men violate women in all sorts of ways, and he's just trying to protect his kid. So in that one little aspect, I can understand, but that's literally like, I can't even say I understand it because it doesn't feel like I'm being honest. It's horrible to have someone, a GYN doctor, whoever, a gynecologist, check on this girl's hymen. Like, it's such a violation to go back and tell her dad she's still a virgin. First of all, for me, it's gross to have your dad, like I said, to have your dad even say the word hymen in regards to your own hymen, to me sounds gross. Like, she's probably like super embarrassed. And her sexual blossoming or whatever, her relationship with sex is going to be tainted by this. Like, she's going to picture her dad's face, and the word hymen is probably traumatizing her and triggering to her now, you know what I mean? And it's just going to be awkward. He's setting her up for all sorts of awkward shit that could have been avoided. The world is going to throw mad shit at her already that's going to make life awkward enough. He doesn't have to. And I am, you know, I don't know T.I. like that. I don't listen to his podcast. I like some of his tracks. I like some of his songs and shit like that. Regular stuff. He makes me laugh when he uses all sorts of words, you know, all the letters. But I think it's OD. It's really OD. And there's a lot of relationships out there. And I'm bringing up the mother just because I feel like I always go to the mother, and it's probably my own trauma. Like, you have to be there too. Like, you have to be a part of that unit, be a part of that household, and your opinion and your voice and your feelings matter too, mom, whoever the mom is in this scenario, Tiny or whoever's going through this out there. The dad is not where everything that dad says goes. Like, the mom has to step in at some point and be like, yo, you're fucking bugging. Like, stop right there. You are not going to have no man constantly tell you if this girl's hymen is broken or not. That's wild absurd. And I don't know if T.I., I don't even know if Tiny's been in the conversation, honestly. I Googled it just so I can actually hear what T.I. said. I don't want to come up here and not know what I'm talking about. He said verbatim. And I didn't find anything on Tiny. I didn't look for anything on Tiny either. But I imagine if Tiny had been contacted that it would be up there, you know, in the first five pages or 5 links or whatever. Anyway, I think it's wrong. I think that it's weird. I think that it's fucking her up in a few ways, and it could have been avoided. I don't come on here with hot topics and things like that, but it triggered me. And I know that a lot of people are going to probably, some people, you know, might take this and be like, oh, she's just extra sensitive because she's been, you know, molested or whatever. But no, that's not the case. Because if anything, that gives me an extra, like, I have the right to be protective because I've been violated. But I don't. I'm not extra protective. I have little ones that I love, my nieces, my nephews, and I've never once been overprotective with them regarding their blossoming, regarding their sexual awakening and attraction and things like that. Never. It's never occurred to me to be OD, you know, keeping them locked up indoors and checking on their hymens and shit. Never. And when I have a child of my own, I would try my best to make sure that I have this child go out into the world with all the street smarts possible. Like, all of them. But will I ever stop this child from doing anything that is a part of her natural blossoming? No. It doesn't occur to me to think that way. And so you cannot use the fact that some dickhead in the past molested me. That's just not possible, not with me. I don't want to sit here and just speak on another person's life without giving advice. So if T.I. was to ever see this, I would love him to know that he's doing too much. That he's doing too much. He has to sit down with his daughter and really have a heart-to-heart, and she has to really express how this makes her feel. And he has to let all his guards down and all the shit that he's seen and all the things that he's been through and hear his daughter's perspective. Because I think that that a lot of times with us adults, like we have our baggage and we throw it on our children, on our little ones, and that's wrong because their experience is totally different than ours. Like we can't keep throwing our traumas on them and trying to mold them according to our past. That's not their story. So I would tell T.I., have your daughter live her story out, be the best dad you could possibly be, but stop violating her, because that's exactly what you're doing. This is my favorite drink. This is Hennessy VSOP with Welch's grape juice. I feel like it's my wine. Like I've created a wine out of that mixture. It tastes like a really strong wine. It's delicious and delectable. I wanted to toast to our 1,000 subscribers. I want to say thank you all who just joined my channel. I'm so happy to have you. Of course, I have got to say thank you to Shady again, who shouted me out. This time she shouted me out through a YouTube video. I was watching that video feeling like dirt, and I see all my notifications going off. I'm getting all these new subscribers, and as I'm watching Shady's channel, I see that she shouts me out, and it makes sense. I'm like, this is why other people are watching it now too, and they're subscribing to me. And it was just so, it was such a nice moment because I was feeling so shitty. I was crying. I was being really hard on myself for having anxiety. So thank you so much, Shady. This is to you and your kindness and your light. May that light just keep on shining bright. So here's to us continuing on, just being ourselves, trying to make the best choices and learning from the bad ones that we make. Thank you all for being here with me. That's yummy. I just want you all to know that I am here in your comments. I reply to every single one, and the one that stands out the most, because I continue getting it over and over and over, is the one that is just you all telling me how authentic I am and how you're so happy that you found a channel of a person that you can kind of relate to. And I just want you all to know that I am myself on here. I edit out a lot because I stutter a lot, because my nerves, I think it's my nervousness that's getting to me. So there's a lot that I edit that you don't see, but it's just mainly stuttering, me repeating myself over and over again. But there's no perfection here, so I make sure to just give it to you. You know, when I'm a mess, when I'm great, when I'm looking pretty, when I'm looking busted, always, I'm just on here being myself. And I found the most ease in that format, just being myself. I'm here, I'm examining myself, I'm getting to know myself, and I think that's what we're all doing, just learning to understand who we really are and why we are that way. Learning from our mistakes, trying our best not to make them again, and I guess just aiming for the most healthiest versions of ourselves. I try not to use the word happy too much, because I think happy is like a yellow smiley face, but that's not realistic. I guess healthy is the best thing I can say. A healthy person can handle when they're not happy, you know? Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Shady, for the shout out. Thank you to everyone who has hit subscribed, who has commented, especially. I love your comments so much. Anyway, so here's to 1,000 plus more subscribers. See you tomorrow. Up is thrifted, by the way. You know I love my vintage crystal glasses, especially colored glasses like this. So pretty. And this one is so small, so it's good if you just want like a little nightcap and you don't want to OD. This is Auditorium 8 in Lincoln Square AMC movie theater. This is one of the older movie theaters within the Lincoln Square Theater. My favorite is up here.
The
AMC.
Adventures of Mr. Fuzzy
That's loud.
My
My favorite movie theater is in this location, which is the gigantic IMAX upstairs. Very modern. Everything is modern, but this one is still very old school, and I love it for that. I love that they have both within one. So how often do you all treat yourself to healthcare and body care? Like for me, this is healthcare. Like going on and saying, getting this massage, you know, caring about my body, my physical, my spiritual. To me, that's all healthcare. So how often do you put money into that? Like I said, I'm a penny pincher, but when it comes to my health, I don't mess around. But also it's been like years since I got a massage, so I feel like I should be doing this more often. I mean, now that I got a job again, I think it's easier for me to say, okay, I could get a massage once or twice a month. Everything in here is squished. Everything in New York is squished. I'm so sick of the tightness and the fastness of this city. Born and raised here, and I feel like I don't fit in a sense because it's just too squished and too tight and too rushed all the time. I need space, I need to breathe, I need everyone around me to relax, and that's not what you get here. Do you see my skin tags there? I have a little one there. It's so funny because sometimes, like randomly, they start to hurt and then they fall out and then they regrow. That massage was so good, I'm a mess. Look at this hair. Ugh. That was really good. It was one of those painful ones where they go deep into your tissue. I almost begged her to stop like 10 times, but I stayed strong, and I know it's gonna all be worth it because I was just way too tight, too much tension all over my body, especially my neck and my back. Like she had her hands, her naked hands on my body, all over my body for 75 straight minutes, and she was really putting in the work. So good morning, it is Saturday, November 16th. I completed a full 9-to-5 week. I'll give you an update on that in a minute. I just wanted to say thank you to you all because I'm so energized from you. I got a really sweet message just now, and I posted it on YouTube, on my Instagram YouTube, and I was just saying thank you, and so now I'm super energized from all that, like feeling that way. And the song that I added with that post is one of my favorite songs, a very inspiring, dope dance song. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the pajamas that I'm wearing quickly because I got a comment or two on this one, and I just wanted to mention that this is a custom-made shirt that I got custom-made for John. So this is DMX's song where he mentions all the chicks' names. I forgot the name of the song. I can't think clearly right now. I guess it's too early for me to think. Anyway, they gave me two because you see this one? This is the one that they messed up. So you see how it's crooked there? It's kind of leaning. I contacted them and they sent me a corrected version, a fixed version, and they told me I could just keep this one, and so this one became my pajama. But I'm mentioning it just because it's something that you could do online. You can design your own t-shirt online and they'll make it for you. Now, I prefer the online rather than my local guy because my local guy just puts it over the shirt, so it looks like plastic over the shirt. This website, it looks like official. It feels official. It is official. So I'll link the website below. It's one of those popular ones that comes up under the ads. I'll link it. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for your messages early in the morning because you really do you didn't send them early in the morning, but I read them as soon as I woke up, and it's just dope. It's dope. It makes me feel good. We're gonna do a mask this morning. This one here. So we're using it today. I'm gonna put it on, and then we're gonna make coffee. So the morning routine in this household is John has his coffee solo with nothing. I have my coffee with crackers and peanut butter and jelly. So this is what we all have in our kitchen. This is going to be John's cup this morning. Pepper Ann Season 5 on YouTube. So I was about to apply the mask, the Lulu mask, and I find that it has already been opened, but it was packaged like it was new. I'll show you. So this is what it came packaged up in, nice and tightly, as though it was brand new. Like it looked brand new, like it had not ever been used before. So I undo the what I think is the protective packaging, and I go to open it, and look at this. Already been used, obviously used. It's not even like in a way where they try to put things back and make it look like it's not used. It's punctured. The inside looks as though it's been messed with, and you know, it's not even in a neat order, like they tried to hide it or something. It's not even hidden. So I'm not using it. I already left a review explaining what happened, and I'm going to try and contact the seller so I can get my money back. I made this purchase in August, like I said, but that doesn't matter. It's used. It's obviously used. I should have freaking opened it back then, but I didn't need to. Anyhow, what really scares me, what really frustrates me is the fact that it was packaged up like it was new. So you can't even trust the packaging on things. You know what I mean? I wouldn't suggest you use anything that you see has been opened. These things, these seals are there to protect us, not just the product from dehydrating or whatever, to protect us, because anyone could put anything in this thing and I'm gonna go put it on my face. I don't think so. So I'm contacting the seller. I'm gonna add the seller's info below so that you make sure not to purchase from them. Hopefully I get my money back, but if you ever buy anything that you see has been punctured and used, do not use it. It is dangerous. Like, I immediately got like the heebie-jeebies because, you know, people are foul out there and somebody could have put something in this to damage my skin and I'm not having it. The whole thing with the mask being used and being resealed as though it was brand new really upset me. Like, that's why I have, you know, that's why I'm so cautious. I don't want to say I have trust issues. I was about to say that. But it's more like what has made me very cautious in life. And I don't even like to buy things like that online, like moisturizers. I'd rather get it from the store because I just don't trust people. They could be giving me anything. I wrote them. Let's see what happens now. I hope, you know, hopefully they'll give me a refund. In the fitting room in the Taino Towers tailor spot. Look at this thing. This thing is tiny and grubby as all hell, but he's a good tailor, so look how they fit. They fit okay. They're loose and slouchy, and they have so much potential to be perfection. Damn, this is horrible lighting, so you can't really see, but they just have a slight slouch to them. You see the front crotch area? I hate that. I really wish I would have showed you this at home before I did all this, but let me try and show you his alterations. You see where he marked on the butt that needs fixing? So that was just slightly loose, and that's how I get my pants and my skirts to look so gorgeous, because he really knows how to, like, he forms the clothes to my figure. So yeah, so I hope, let me see, maybe this will help if I put it down here. Oh, that's better. Okay, so do you see where he made his marks there to get rid of all that extra material? And that's how my clothes winds up, like, and that's how my clothes winds up looking gorgeous on me in form fitting, because it's tailored, because he tailors everything to my exact figure. So yes, so these actually ran me $5 in the Goodwill, and well, yeah, $5 in the Goodwill because it was half off or 40% off, and they're perfect. Like, they're just slightly loose, perfect, better than anything I've seen in the stores and online. It's just such a beautiful find. It's gonna be $20 to fix it because it's leather and it takes time, and this man is working with his hands and struggling with his eyes, you know what I mean? Like, tailors, they have to squint their eyes, put a lot of pressure on their vision to get everything just right, and so I appreciate it. So $20 to me is nothing. Like, it's expensive, but he's using his hands to work on something for me, so it's no big deal. The hem is going to be an additional $20. I want to just cut it myself, I tell you. But good, how are you? That wind is dangerous. So for A-listers, you get like a separate line at the movie theater. You get to kind of have a shorter waiting time when you're buying food at the concession stand, things like that. I think A-lister is dope, even if you're not like the type to go to the movies all the time, because it's $20 a month. So going one time is enough. And I mean, people usually do go one time a month for the people that I know. The movie.
Very, very good. Enjoyed
What was
it.
good about it?
Good story, true story. Angles was done with the cars. Felt like he was in it, right?
Oh hell yeah, that was exciting and exhilarating.
And then these two guys, it's true. These guys, they have good chemistry.
They do have good chemistry. That Christian Bale fellow, that's a good actor for you right there. It's a true story. I didn't know that, so I didn't know anything that was coming, and I felt emotions, roller coaster emotions. But it was really
you're gonna
good.
be Ferrari, a Le Mans. Did you say you're gonna take 3 or 400 years?
just decorated my apartment door. So I put these lights on my apartment door. These lights and a Merry Christmas sign. These are my favorite lights. I got these from Rite Aid for like $5 a few years ago. They're like bodega lights. They're so colorful, and so I like to use them for my Christmas lights. Today is November 18th, Monday, and I wanted to show you my fake tree and some of my decorations. This is a tree that I've been getting for the last couple of years. I get a fake tree all the time and I throw it out because I don't have storage space. I don't have closet space in my home for things like this. So this is a 6-foot tree. It's just a plastic fake tree that I get for $20 from American Outlet. American Outlet is like a variety store in the hood. Anyway, so that's the tree. I'm gonna show you some of my favorite ornaments just because I want you to get an idea. My finger's killing me and I have to just give it the attention that it needs. I slammed the door on my finger. Now I want to show you some of my favorite ornaments just so you can get an idea of how I decorate my tree, what I like my tree to look like. I have collected these ornaments for years, so I just add to the collection. I don't ever change like the style or look of my tree. You know how some people do, one year they do pink, the next year they do silver and things like that. I'm more of a emotionally connected to my ornaments person. First, my favorite ornament is this Christmas sweater ornament. It will forever be the most beautiful thing in the world to me. I got it from Michael's for $5 a few years ago, and it comes with its own little hanger, and it's so precious, and I love it so much. So that's my #1 ornament. I have this white peace sign. I have this white peace sign that has some glitter over it, so it looks really pretty and reflective like snow. I have a piece of cake. I love this so much. A little piece of cake there. I have the lamp, the leg lamp from You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, A Christmas Story. Classic Christmas Story, classic ornament. What else? So I have a bunch of DIY wooden ornaments that I made. So I bought these, I think, at like Save-A-thon or maybe Michael's. It's been a little while, I can't really remember. I bought a bunch of wooden ornaments. I'll show you a few quickly. This is wooden Santa. This is a wooden Christmas tree. This is a wooden snowflake. And this is a different type of snowflake. That's a sled. I think I also have a deer. So what I did was, it came, I'll show you here. It came really bare like this. And so I covered it with acrylic, a gold acrylic paint, just one light coat, and I gave it this shiny look. I bought twine or whatever you call this, and I cut it to and then I glued it onto the piece so that I can hang it on the tree. My newest ornament is a family van with a Christmas tree on top, like a fresh cut tree. I love this ornament because it's like the lifestyle that I dream about. I dream of having like a little van, a family, maybe just me and John. It doesn't matter, but it's just the whole point of getting out there, cutting your own tree, putting it on top of the car and going home. That's my fantasy life. So that's the idea. Like, I like warm, vintage kind of, I guess you can say they're kind of vintage looking. Maybe they're not vintage looking, but maybe things are so modern that they make you think vintage, but maybe they're just more homely, I guess. More low-key, I don't know. Anyway, I made 3 just now as I was sitting in this couch. I made 3 ornaments for my tree this year, and they're photo ornaments. So, so the first one I'm going to show you is this one here. So I took one of the wooden, like the wooden sled here, and I glued a picture of me and John to it. So that is my wedding photo with John and me, and I glued twine to it so I could hang it off the tree. So we're in a sled. I got these wallet size photos from the Rite Aid for $1.50 for 3 of them. So that's one. The other one is probably my favorite photo of myself. It was taken this year, a few months ago, and it's me with the orange peel smile. So you know how you eat the orange and then you just pop the peel in your mouth and you smile. That orange peel came from my favorite sangria from Inwood Bar and Grill, and I have this little paper snowflake, and I just kind of glued my my face onto the snowflake. Before I glued my picture onto these ornaments, I glued something onto the back of the pictures to give it like a hard, to give it like some sturdiness, to make it hard so that it's not like bendy, because you can imagine a photo is very bendy and thin. So that's those two. And the last one is of John, my favorite photo of John, which is John whispering into the statue's ear. That is the blind flower girl statue in the Met. When I was little, we used, my mom covered the tree in real candy canes. I don't have real candy canes and I won't be eating them, so it's pointless for me to, you know, cover the tree in real candy canes. When we were little, we all ate the candy canes. So I got these plastic candy canes from the 99-cent store a while back, and that's part of the fillers. My other fillers are apples. I love my apples. So I have these three. This little green apple, this bigger red apple, and this little gold apple. I have a bunch of these that go all over the tree. They're gorgeous. I love them. That's like probably, if I had to choose, I think the apples are my all-time favorite of all of my ornaments. And then you have the snow-covered acorn. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it acorn? I think it is. Or pine cone. And I got many colorful lights. I got this because I have for my tree, you know, the regular warm white lights. I guess we get a little mature and we forget about the colorful lights. But this year I wanted to go back to the colorful lights. Tomorrow I start my second full week of work. My first full week, it went good. I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself to know everything right away, which is absurd, but I still do it. I'm working on that. But overall, it was a good experience. My immediate colleagues, like my coworkers, us three, were pretty good. We seem to be a nice fit. There's a whole part of the staff that I feel are strangers. Like I don't know them, and I don't know if I can ever get to know them, because everyone is so busy that I don't know where the time will come for us to have for us to build a rapport. Anyhow, it was not so bad. I didn't hate getting up in the morning, and that is a good sign. Tomorrow I start my second full week and we see how that goes. I hope that you all weren't, you know, disenchanted with this video, because I was just squeezing in whatever happened in the day before work and after work. And it's my first time trying to figure my vlogs out with my 9 to 5. Yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this video. For the culture report, I want to recommend a few movies and a show on TV. So I recently saw Ferrari versus Ford. Excellent. I never knew the true story of Ken Miles, so it was a really good one. I was anxious throughout that one. Like that one had me kind of holding my breath at times. What is it? Dr. Sleep. What I consider The Shining Part 2. Really good. I just didn't expect it to be so fascinating and entertaining from beginning to end. Really good. Interesting. I like what they did with the, I don't know if I'm using the right word, metaphysics. It's just really interesting and fascinating from beginning to end. And if you haven't read the book, I suggest you watch it, especially because I didn't read the book. I can't read scary books because then I'll get scared. It was a complete new story to me, and I was fascinated, and so was John. Ron's show, I forgot what it's called, but he has a show where he sits down and talks to people. I really enjoyed that because of all the different perspectives, and they allow each other to speak. And I thought, you know, that's all kind of ideal. It's ideal that we should be able to sit and talk. Anyhow, so Diddy said something on one of the episodes I just saw. I don't know if it's a recent episode or not, but it was on. John watches it, so I kind of listened. I listened in, and Diddy said something about when he started reaching success, he started to doubt himself, to second guess himself at every turn. And I can see why that happens, because now that I have passed 1K, to me that's like a stepping stone. That's success that I'm celebrating. I'm really happy about that. And I started to kind of question myself now that I have this it happened while I had this 9 to 5. So now I'm like questioning myself and what I should do. And in my heart, I heard a voice say, just keep doing what you're doing. That's why you got all your new subscribers. They are here to see you, not to see you perform, to see you be you. So I I listen to that voice, which to me is like the God voice inside all of us. But that's a whole other story. Like, I really feel like there's God inside all of us. Like, we have the potential to be God, but you know, whatever. I don't want to get into it. I don't want people to think I'm nuts, but I really do believe that. Anyway, so I listen to that voice. And good morning. It's November 19th, Tuesday. I am on my way to work. I'm already here downtown or midtown. I cannot stand the 9 to 5 rush hour. Like, the train experience for people who have 9 to 5s is the worst, bro. It is the worst. I am getting off in a popular area. I guess all the fucking areas, like all the stops are popular, but some are more popular than others. So I get off in NYC, where Hunter College is located, and it is like a herd coming out of the train every time. No matter how early I get to work, the train is still crazy packed, and everyone stays at the door. So I have to squeeze past all those people to get to the center of the train where it's empty. You think that everyone's getting off in the next stop and that's why they're staying so close to the exit? Not true. I don't understand the mentality. I just don't understand it. I feel like people make life harder for themselves and for everybody else in this city. I don't understand this place. And it bothers me because I'm such a morning person. Like, I'm so happy in the morning. And this 9 to 5, like, taking this train every day is making me want to pull my fucking hair out or making me want to flip on somebody. And I'm just not like that. So it's like, oh, I'm literally, like, the first thing that came to my head this morning was, how can I get to work on time taking the bus? And that's just not possible. Like, the bus is super slow. It stops like 3 times in one block. Or it feels like it. But yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm trying my best to keep my positive attitude. I have no clue how to do it. It's really useful to me to edit before I'm done closing the video off, like before I say my goodbyes and things like that. It might see you in my next video, because I can reflect on so many things that I already forgot. I can see myself better. I don't know how to explain this, but anyway, I wanted to clarify on something, because hearing myself say what I said about T.I., I felt like I can see it from your point of view, so I wanted to clarify, just to give a bit more information so that you don't, so that you're not lost. Because I know some of you probably have like the most dopest backgrounds, like the dopest parents, the loveliest childhoods and things like that, which is wonderful. But let me just clarify. So when I said that 12 and 13-year-olds can be scumbags too, I meant that from experience. So when I was 10, I was molested by a 14-year-old. I have a friend that when he was 12, he had a friend that was 12, and his friend used to molest a really young child. A child that couldn't defend herself or say anything. I mean, even me, when I was molested at 10, I didn't say shit, you know? So anyway, that's what I mean. I mean, children can be garbage. Children can be scumbags. Children can be child molesters too. You have no idea what the hell is going on in the home. And it might not even be the home. I don't even want to say that, because people have great parents and great homes and still turn out to be like disgusting and horrible human beings. Now that I've said what I said, I want to go even further. So it's just liberating. It's so liberating to just speak and say, you know, tell your story. So what happened when I was 10 is exactly this. I am chilling, playing. A kid grabs me and tells me, pulls me in and says, for your first lesson. And he puts his tongue down my throat. Just like that. Like, and it was the first time that anyone's ever put their face on my face. So yeah, so look, I even have trouble calling it a kiss because it wasn't a kiss. I would like to think that a kiss is fucking mutual. Anyway, so I wanted to give you the verbiage coming from this little asshole's mouth so that you could see, like, understand his mentality, understand he knew exactly what he was doing. Okay? So I ain't trying to fucking give anyone no innocence that doesn't belong to them. I don't want to hear, oh, he was a kid. I don't want to hear shit. And it's not like you repented, you know what I mean? Like, repent. Save yourself. Save your soul. Like, he grew up to be, like, trash. Couch, we have a Merry Christmas garland. So the garland reads Merry Christmas, and it's very, very pretty. I got it from TJ Maxx. It said it was made in India, I think. I'm not sure, but it's so pretty, and it fits my Christmas style. Homely, like, you know, like simple home stuff. On my mirror here, I've hung our stockings, our Christmas stockings, and the 2 ornaments again. You see them there, the stars. And here's the star of the show, my Christmas tree. So I'm going to highlight a few ornaments that I highlighted previously. That's the DIY one I made, my piece one, my favorite Christmas sweater and a hanger, another one that I made with John and a statue at the Met, me and an orange peel smile. That is the latest that I purchased last year. Oh, my cake, look at my cake, it's so pretty, I love it. Oh, and the apples, of course. Do you see the apples? Do you see how pretty they make the tree? And of course the pine cones too. It's just such a nice filler. And the candy canes in the background, like deep inside the tree. It's perfect. Anyhow. Just saw Frozen 2 and it was so good. I have to go see it. It was so beautiful, so emotional, so spiritual. The appreciation of nature, the appreciation of, you know, acknowledging the treachery of your ancestors and just making peace with that truth and trying to mend the pain. And oh my God, it was just so many messages. It was so many messages. It was so about what's happening in the world and what we need. Oh my God, I'm so touched. So I actually went last night to see it with John, but I was so tired I fell asleep. And he said it was really good, that I had to see it, so I just came by myself. It's really good. Like, I was tearing. It was beautiful. It was so necessary. I know the kids can't get it and they just laugh at the pretty things. By the way, Olaf was so funny. He was so fucking funny. See you in my next video. Peace.
Water can flow, how it can crash. Be water, my friend.